Hey, empowered educators. What if we could transform education by empowering the leaders at its heart? This week, I'm sharing the vision behind the Realigned Empowered Educator podcast, one that connects directly to my mission of building instructional mastery, fostering leadership growth, and igniting a culture of excellence in schools. This strategic rebrand aligns with my broader plan to support educators and leaders through tools for instructional mastery and curriculum alignment, strategies for data-driven decision-making and continuous growth, and leadership that inspires trust, collaboration, and impact. Here's what's coming: inspiring spotlights on building leaders driving change, game-changing books from educational authors with powerful insights, uplifting stories that prove there's so much good stuff happening in education. Plus, this isn't just a podcast for me. It's part of a movement to realign, revisit, and empower those of you who are shaping the future. Are you ready to lead the change? Tune in now for an exclusive sneak peek at an exciting new chapter for Empowered Educator. Hi, friend. Are you ready to move into a leadership position? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to start your own coaching or consulting agency. I'm Mel, and I help educators define their career path through correct mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for your career transition. I will show you how to level up your leadership skills, share your expertise in a new way, create impact on a larger scale, and put your leadership in motion. As an educator for over 20 years, I started to feel underused and like I had more to give. I knew when the time had come for me to leave the classroom and affect change on a larger level. Now, I'm ready to help you determine where your talents and skills mesh with your passions and interests. Put your leadership in motion and move into that next phase of your educational career journey. Let me help you define your career path by having the right mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for that next leadership position. So power up and put your leadership in motion. Hello, my friends. Dr. Mel here, and I am super excited this week. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you that have tuned in week after week to hear what I have to say. I'm on episode 119, and I have so many more episodes with great topics that I am so excited to share with you. But I want to share just a little bit of statistics with you because we are data-driven people, because we are educators and that's what we do. I just want you to know that there are 99 countries and territories listening to Empowered Educator. There are 1,262 different cities that have tuned in. And I am so excited to share those statistics with you. That is all you, my Empowered Educators. You are the ones who are doing that for me. You are listening. You are tuning in. You are sharing this information with others. But as I look at the data, I also noticed a trend in what episodes are getting the most downloads. And it seems to be the episodes that I focus on building leader topics. When I publish something about being a principal, that's when you all hit the downloads more than any other episodes. So that in mind, I have decided that I'm going to use my own words of the year, and I'm going to revisit and realign this podcast. It'll be the same great content that you've been receiving already, but I'm going to switch the focus just a tiny little bit and really hit home on those topics that affect building leaders, principals, assistant principals, and other positions that you want to hear about. But I'm always going to tie it back to the building leader, the main building leader, the principal. I'm going to tie every episode back to what that looks like as a building principal and how your responsibility as an aspiring or a new building principal ties back to whatever that topic is that I'm speaking on that day. So with all of that in mind, I'm happy to share that I'm going to be doing some rebranding. You're going to see new artwork. I'm not changing the name. I'm going to keep that the same. I may change up the tagline. You're going to hear some new music and some great new topics. But I'm also going to do some other things that are exciting and new as well. And you may be wondering why I'm doing the rebrand. And like I said, I've looked at the data, I've looked at the numbers, and it just makes sense for me to focus more on the building leadership. And of course, all of this aligns with my Empowered Pathways Network mission and vision and what I do as an educational consultant. So you'll hear some of the information that I share as an educational consultant on the podcast as well. So for this to work the way that I am envisioning my mental model, I'm going to need the help of all of you listeners out there. And there's a lot of you, so I'm sure that you all can help me out. I want to spotlight some amazing leaders. I want to highlight the ways that they're making a difference within their building. I want to showcase some educational books and authors, people that you are reading that you just can't put down or that you recommend on a daily basis. Also, if you're an author yourself, I would love to interview you and talk to you about the books that you've written. And I also just had this vision of sharing good news in education. We get a lot of crap said about us as educators, and there are some great things happening that always get overshadowed or sometimes get overshadowed by the negative stuff that we see. You don't always see the great stuff in the news. Well, guess what? I'm going to be sharing some inspiring stories from schools and districts that you as my audience submit to me. So here's how I'm going to need your help, guys. When you click into a podcast episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you will see a link that says send us a text. You can text me directly. You can also connect with me through email, which is also listed in the show notes. It's Melinda, Melinda, at empowereducator.com. Again, that's Melinda at empowereducator.com. And you can always find me on social media, guys. I am on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. I don't use Facebook as much for my business, but I'm still on there. You can always send me a DM through any of those platforms, also Twitter, or now known as X. And if you would love to receive some amazing tools and tips and be part of a community of other like-minded educators just like yourself, I would love for you to join our Empowered Educator School community. The link is also in the show notes. Now, you will have to sign up. It's free. But once you're in there, there is all kinds of information. I have the podcast episodes. I have blog articles. I have lots of freebies that you can get while you're in there. So it's very valuable. Plus, I post in there all the time, and we are starting to grow this community, so I would love to have you join. I just want to reiterate the fact that I am so excited about this new direction, the new things that are coming, the new ideas that I've just had, and the excitement I have that I can partner with you guys. But I can't partner with you guys if you sit silent. So I need you to get on there. I need you to text me or email me or DM me on social media so I know what you're wanting to hear. I would love your suggestions of guests that I can have on the show. You yourself might want to be a guest on the show. I am always looking for guests who can add value to the podcast itself. You may have some great stories, either from your building or from other buildings in your region. You can share those amazing stories so we can inspire others to be better versions of themselves and to grow their schools and their school culture in an amazing way. And text me those books or those authors that you would love to hear about on the show, or that you know others would find value in hearing about on the show. Maybe they don't know about them, and this is the way that you can get that word out for those authors that worked so hard to write those books. All of this will be happening in the next few weeks. I've already started working on it. I've created a strategic plan for my business and what that's going to look like going forward. Just like we create strategic plans in education, I have done that with Empowered Pathways Network. An Empowered Educator is just one part of my Empowered Pathways Network brand. Thank you so much for being part of this journey, and look for updates in the coming weeks. Everything's going to be happening within the next few weeks, but in the meantime, I will continue to bring you the content that you are used to receiving every Friday. And I found a quote by Anthony D'Angelo, and it says, "Don't reinvent the wheel, just realign it." And that's exactly what I'm doing. I already have the podcast in place. I already have episodes based around education and leadership. And now I'm just realigning it just a smidge to make it more about what you guys are listening to and what you are looking for. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I can't wait for this new chapter to get started. I am so excited. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I will see you back here next week. Bye-bye.